All right, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Tracy back, and we are on a track that you might recognize right off of the rip. You might not. You might be too young to have recognized this, but I gotta say, look at this kit. My lord, is that one of the best kits I've ever seen in my life. Why do you look so weird in this game in third person? Not entirely sure. I don't ever play third person though, so the fact that I've even made it through a corner is wild. But yeah, you might recognize this track, you might not recognize this track, but this is Pinetop from MX versus ATV Reflex. I grew up playing Reflex. I grew up playing this track. It was literally one of my favorite tracks on Reflex. And now, I think the guy's name is By PS. He has put it in MX bikes, done an extremely good job at it too. I have already pounded tons of laps on it, as you can see by all the E-road that this is single player. This is single player, one E-road, and I have already pounded a ton of laps on it. He did a really good job of it too. There are some sections that they're a little difficult in comparison to like how they were on Reflex, but also everything about MX bikes is a little bit more difficult. There's been a couple other tracks that have been Reflex tracks that have gotten not ported, but remade into MX bikes, and they're all a little bit more difficult than they were on Reflex, just given the fact that this is a technically harder game to play than Reflex. Reflex was, and it was an arcade game. MX Bikes is a simulator. And yeah, that's just straight up. I've been pounding lap after lap on this already. Again, this is a testing world. This is a testing lobby, whatever server, not even a server because, testing isn't a server. I've been pounding a lot of laps. So this section is a little bit of a pain in the butt. You can get that triple right there. This triple right here, you can get from the inside. I know my ghost cased it right there, but me and the boys were playing it yesterday on the server, on the West Coast Performance server, and a couple of us were getting it from the inside. You do have to hit that inside corner just perfect to get it, but that being said, you can get it done. Outside is just more consistent. I have tried to quad over the whole section from the outside, and you cannot do that. Well, maybe someone with more skill can than me, but I can't do it. And yeah, just overall, it's a really good remake of this track, especially, it's not like these tracks can just be straight up ported over into the game. So again, it is a really good remake. I think it's by a guy named By PS is the guy's name. He's got banners of his name all over the track. So it's, self promotion at its finest. Nothing wrong with that. It is on the MX Bikes shop, so it does cost money, but it's only $1. However, the amount of detail and everything that went into this, it is well worth the $1. The environment is great. The track itself, again, is great. There's nothing wrong with it. There's multiple lines you can hit. You can hit this inside right here, which I honestly think might be the line through there. And hit that middle rut right there. And then, like I said, this section a little bit hard. I just got cut, so this lap isn't going to count. And then route. Oh, we're casing it? Nope, we made it. Jumping into this little thing right here, pretty fun. Now, if you do go table double right there, I will admit the double is a little bit hard to do when you don't hit the triple single line. The double is pretty hard to get done right there. That's really my only complaint about the track, because that double in Reflex was super easy, but everything else is pretty much, again, it looks different, but it all plays really similar to the Reflex track. This downhill right here, beautiful downhill. I know a lot of times, like, you might have gotten the Reflex stick button thing that you had to press whenever you jump down that downhill, but inside right there, super viable of a line. Some of these outsides are pretty OP. Not gonna lie, some of the outsides are pretty OP. Like going through that that left right there. The outside is kind of a little OP if you just run her wicked wide open fourth gear. This outside, same thing. Pretty OP if you can run her wicked. Get a nice little whip over the finish line and kill myself. I mean, crash. I wadded myself. Don't be offended about that, YouTube. But yeah, this outside runner wicked. There is a bit of a berm right over here that you can bounce off of, and overall, like I said, just a super fun track. If you grew up playing Reflex, you know that this is one of the best tracks in that game. Point blank period, straight up one of the best tracks in the game. Let's see if I can get this inside. I mean, we'll count it, but let's go around and see if we can't get it smooth. Again, it is pretty hard from the inside. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard from the inside. You do have to hit this inside perfect to get it done if you hit it from the inside, but it's doable. Even further off of the track. So we're gonna go around another time and see if we can get it done. And if we can't, then we're just gonna chalk it up to a skill issue because I'm washed. And skill issue, I'm washed. But nah, like I said, it is a really fun track. P.S. the creator of it. Yeah, I'm just washed, so I'm not gonna be able to get it from the inside today. P.S. the creator of it did a really good job of remaking it. It's fun. It's challenging in some senses, in some ways. You can't just hold it wicked, that little tabletop right there. If you hold her wicked, you end up off into Narnia. But yeah, just a super good remake. If you were looking for some of these tracks to be put into MX bikes, which again, I see it on the shop. I see it on, or not the shop. I see it on the MX Bikes mods page all the time. People talking about wish they had more Reflex tracks in the game. I know they had like Bodilly or Bodie or something from like MX Unleashed in the game, and a lot of people were saying they wish they had more Reflex tracks put into the game. Again, this is $1. It's well worth the $1. PS did an extremely good job of making the track and the environment. It's just overall, it itches that scratch of Reflex. That's like whenever I first started this channel, that's really kind of what I posted the most was Reflex, and then a bunch of my friends talked me into playing bikes and getting bikes, and then I started playing that and making most of my content on that. But I will always love Reflex. I'll always have a special spot in my heart for Reflex. And this itches that scratch. Me and the boys played probably 2 hours on this track last night, just mobbing, straight up ripping, and it was fun. It was like old times, you know. It was like old times, but on the new game. This game is kind of old now. We're dead. Old at this point. And yeah, if you made it this far, I will point out that, again, I know that my audio and some things sound and look a little bit different. I'm recording on a MacBook right now. I can't get to my my gaming PC due to the broken ankles. And if you don't know about the broken ankles, then go check that video out. It'll probably be somewhere at the end of the video or at the link in the description, something or another, who knows. I broke both my ankles, and so I can't really get to my gaming PC as it's upstairs. So yeah, microphone's different as I'm using the MacBook microphone. Recording is different as it's just not the same because I'm on a MacBook, and then as well just I'm not as fast on the MacBook as I am on the gaming PC. As I get probably a third of the, like, my gaming PC, I get like 200 frames per second and play on a big, huge curved monitor, and so everything's just different on this. But I got nothing else to do besides make content, so that's what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of the year. That's it. That being said, it does kind of suck because I did have a bunch of content, just like I mentioned it in my last MX Bikes video that I posted, which was a couple days ago, that I had a bunch of content and stuff that, like, from the races that I've been announcing to just videos that I had recorded that I was looking forward to posting that aren't going to be posted now, that probably never will be posted, because by the time that I'm able to get over to my PC, those videos will be irrelevant. So I'm going to be making a trip to Indonesia. We saved it? No, we didn't. I'm going to be making more content here at the end of the year because, like I said, I ain't got nothing better to do. But it's going to be on a MacBook, so everything's going to be a little bit different, but I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be trying to pump out more videos than I did. I know there was a good while where I was pumping out videos like 2 or 3 times a week, every other day basically. And then I got into doing some real life stuff, riding and racing and stuff like that, and I was making some content on that. And then I broke both my ankles, so, you know, shit happens. That being said, thank you guys for sticking around, all of you that have. Thank you guys for coming by and hitting the subscribe button if you are new here. I know that MX Bikes isn't exactly the most popular content creator, growth-friendly game there is, but if you've made it this far and decide to hit the subscribe button, I do appreciate it, and I will be posting a lot more content. What? We saved that somehow. But we will be posting a lot more content. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, share the video, do all that stuff, and we will see you guys in the next video.